Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch another lovely morning in the Ozarks, folks. Need to be getting out and wherever you're at and getting yourself physically in shape. I'm not one of these workout gym rats. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's just not me. But I also realize that the world is changing at a pretty rapid pace. And I know that the future will most likely have a much higher demand upon my body. And so I'm doing everything I can to get it into shape, rucking, eating healthy properly, working out throughout the week. We should all be doing a little something, at least a little something, to get ourselves in better physical shape for the demand that is ahead of us. I noticed, some of you have noticed, that the old channel's getting pretty close to 100,000. Boy, they have held this back. If you could see it on my end over the last few months, I go up a few hundred, I go down a few hundred, up a few hundred, down a few. It's just been back and forth, like walking uphill in the sand. But we're getting close, so if you haven't subscribed, if nothing else, just to get us over the 100,000 mark would be pretty cool. Not that it means anything. You don't get any extra money or any extra anything. It's just, I guess, clout. I don't know. But anyways, if you haven't subscribed, might be a good thing to do so. Kind of stick it to the old YouTube algorithms. A lot of stuff going on. Did you know that yesterday the United States gave final approval to sending F-16s over to Ukraine? This is interesting because there are very few Ukrainians that really have the capability of flying these things. And it's not even just that, but the ground crew and everything. Makes you wonder how many Americans might be involved in the maintenance and all that kind of stuff of these. Or not just Americans, but NATO folks, people that know what they're doing. Kind of hard to just train someone. I mean, it's one thing to train them to fly the thing, but to train them to maintain it, that's a lot. So anyways, Russia has already stated that they would consider each one of these planes potentially carrying a nuclear weapon because they are capable of that. So I'm sure this is just going to escalate things more. I mean, what else are we going to be sending them? You know, we're going to just start sending them nukes over next. I mean, we're got Abrams on the way over there. They may already be in country. Russia, speaking of Russia, one of the top generals yesterday stated that there is solid evidence that the United States did create the old thing from 3 years ago, and that they believe that the United States is working on another one, a global health crisis, to kind of, further the New World Order thing. Wildfires are just out of control everywhere. I mean, I know that everyone's really thinking still about the Maui, and you should be. That's a horrible tragedy. The more and more the stories that come out of there are just absolutely horrible. What those poor people went through there on that island. But another island there in the Hawaii Islands is also dealing with wildfires. An island in Spain is dealing with massive wildfires, had to evacuate thousands of people. Canada is dealing with them still, and once again, even more. They've had to evacuate thousands of people, and it just looks like hell on earth, inferno there in Canada. The fire thing, I believe it's multi-purposed. It's furthering this agenda that the earth is warming and that we're all gonna cook and die, and it's causing all these fires. It's also just to disrupt everything. It's to instill fear and put chaos into all of what's going on. And then some of these areas of fires are destroying specific infrastructure. For instance, there have been 9 recycling plants in the United States go up in smoke just since the 1st of this month. 9. Now, what's the odds of that? I mean, maybe a few could happen accidentally, coincidentally, but 9? I don't think I can believe that. Also yesterday, a fuel storage depot went up in smoke in Texas. It's stuff all the time, folks. But, I mean, we're supposed to just accept that that's just normal, right? It's okay. It's normal, it's okay. Things are happening all around, and everyone's just okay with it. Kind of like, saw that the convicted of sedition leader of the Proud Boys, regardless of what you think of him, the guy wasn't even at the Capitol building on January 6th, but he was convicted, and now they're going through the sentencing process, and the Department of Justice is seeking 33 years. 33. Interesting choice of numbers. 33 years in prison for not really being there. When, of course, Ray Epps, who is on camera multiple times saying, let's go take it, let's go, let's get in the Capitol, let's do this. And, well, they're not doing anything about him. It's all a crazy world that we live in. Absolutely insane at this point. I think most of us understand that and agree. I was just kind of online, how you are sometimes, killing time, and came across a video of a young lady, and I don't know her history. I don't even know who she is. It was a 45 second video. She stated the problem with men today is that they have no purpose. She said, when a man has a purpose, he will crawl through broken glass to attain it. And I thought about that, and I think she's exactly right. In fact, I think that's the biggest problem in our world today, is that we have no purpose. I mean, we used to, many people, and still some still are this way, that their purpose is found in their personal relationship with Yeshua, Jesus Christ. But we also had purpose as parents, as fathers and mothers, to raise our children. We had purpose in our job. We had purpose in our community. We had purpose in defending all of that. And now this world, this country, it's like there's no purpose anymore. We're like out there in this random, don't know what anymore. And I think that's a big problem, is that there's no purpose. We need to find our purpose. And I'm not saying that prepping is your purpose. I don't think that that's where I'm going with this. Prepping is just a tool to get to and to protect your purpose. If your purpose is your family, to protect it, to ensure that it has a good life, that the future generations of your seed have some chance of freedom, if that's your purpose, then you should be working towards that. If your purpose is to accomplish a certain goal, maybe it's a job or a skill, then you need to stick with that purpose. And how am I going to work prepping into all this? Well, because of the state of the world today, we need to be prepared for the fact that whatever it is we're trying to do for our purpose is being destroyed. It's being taken over. The evil overlords are on full attack. That's why things are becoming so blatantly obvious now. They don't care anymore. They know that their chances of taking full control of everything are pretty good at this point, and so they're not even trying to hide it. And they're destroying everything in its wake, creating chaos, creating confusion, instilling all their evil ideas into people's heads. That's their purpose. What's yours? We need to be focused very heavily on what our goals are right now. I know it's very easy to get sidetracked and just say, well, maybe it's not as bad as what all these conspiracy theorists say. Maybe they just see a little too much into things. Maybe they're blowing things out of proportion. Okay, it's possible. But the way things have gone and the direction we're headed, do you really believe that deep inside? Or is it just the part of you that's hopeful that's believing that? Because the evidence clearly shows that we are in a tailspin at this point. We need to be preparing ourselves for the world that's coming at us. And it's going to be evil, folks. Absolutely evil. They're pushing their radical agendas on us in every area, at every angle, convincing us that a man is a woman and a woman is a man. I saw an article just yesterday that scientists are saying that we're only just a few years away to where they can put a womb inside of a man and do all the surgical stuff. And then a man, an actual biological man, will in fact be able to carry a baby and even have one naturally. Yep, that's what they say. We're not too far away from that. It said 2 or 3 years before it's all perfected. This is what they want. They want to destroy every truth, every belief, every tradition, everything of any kind of moral value and biblical truth that we've ever had. They want to destroy that because they want you to look to them as the creators of all. Them as the one that's creating your food. Them the one that's creating your health. And eventually human beings. I know, it sounds crazy, but it's true. They want to control your mind, your body, your diet, your health, everything right down to your DNA. That spark of life, that breath of God. That's what they want. And they're doing a good job of it. And the vast majority of the world's population is just going along with it. Because it's real cool to go to the grocery store and just hold your hand over a thing and pay for it with the palm of your hand. That's really cool and convenient. So we'll just buy into it no matter what the consequences are. Everybody needs a purpose. And unfortunately, most of the world's purpose is to indulge themselves. Self-gratification. Whatever makes you feel good. Doesn't matter if it's moral or not, just makes you feel good. You and I cannot have that kind of purpose. We need to be very focused on what we're doing. Because I assure you, the ones that are in charge of this ship right now are very focused in what they're doing. And everything is planned out. Everything is very calculated. There are no accidents going on right now, people. All of these things you see in the news, it's not accidents. It's calculated strategy. And if that's what they are doing to take control, then shouldn't you and I be doing the same thing to retain our beliefs and retain our freedom? We need to be doing the same kind of stuff when it comes to strategy, when it comes to preparations, when it comes to coming together, stocking up, training up, and praying up. Because we probably don't have as long as we think before it'll just about be too late to do any of that anyways. So you need to be getting yourselves ready, folks. You know the things, you know what you're supposed to do. You need to be getting your houses in order and preparing yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.